Hey everybody, welcome to Gregsbeerreviews today. Hey, let's take a walk and go see what's in the fridge today. Hey everybody, welcome to Gregsbeerreviews today. Thanks so much for stopping by, I do appreciate it. Alright guys, we're going to continue into the KBS series. This is the 2016 edition. And looky here, this one is 12.4%. All of them have been 11.2 up till this one. So evidently they've changed something up, recipe's different, or something is going on there that's increased the ABV up on this one. Still listed as 70 IBUs on Untapped, and since Beer Advocate clumps them all together and they have 12.3%, they're still wrong on this particular version. So that's why I like going to Untapped. They usually, not always, but usually have the individual year or batch listed, and you get more accurate information, guys. That's just the bottom line. So we're not going to use Beer Advocate here. I don't know how much longer I'm even going to talk about those fools. As long as they keep clumping them all together, you're not going to get accurate information, guys. So I don't know why they still do that. So to me, basically, it's almost become a useless website for beer information. If you want to find out something, either go to the brewery's website itself, or Untapped is pretty reliable too. So it is the most accurate information you're going to get, because Rate Beer sucks out loud and Beer Advocate is following close behind them. So with that being said, the commercial description is the same, but I am going to read it, guys. What we've got here is an Imperial Stout brewed with massive amount of coffee and chocolates and cave-aged and oak bourbon barrels for an entire year to make sure wonderful bourbon undertones come through in the finish, makes your taste buds squeal with delight. They use the same on all of them. So with the amount of the ones that we've done already, starting at 2010, you've heard the same commercial description, guys. It is a year-long barrel-aged beer. So hopefully we're going to get a little bit more bourbon notes, but that is all up to the brewer. If we're leaving it a whole year in those bourbon barrels, I expect the bourbon notes to be off the chain, and they have not been. They've been there. You can smell it and you can taste it, but it's not off the chain, guys. And that may be not what they're after. They don't want the bourbon notes overpowering everything else, but I do. That's just me though, guys. I want the bourbon notes to be so prominent. It's just me though, guys. You may think, oh my God, this is the best thing I ever tasted. And if I would say I've not had better bourbon barrel aged beers, these beers would all be 10s. But I have had better bourbon and had stronger bourbon notes in the aroma and on the taste, and that's what I'm looking for. But that's just me. Don't base what you're going to buy or what you like on what this guy says. Judge it for yourself, and if it's the best thing you ever tasted, buy more of it if you can. But I'm just telling you, I've had better tasting bourbon barrel aged beers that appeal to my palate. Maybe not yours, but to mine. So, judge all beer reviewers with a grain of salt, including myself. If we say this or that, it may not be what you're after. You may like a subtle bourbon note, and you may like a more prominent bourbon note like I do. But it all depends on personal preference. If we all wanted the same thing, we'd be all after the same woman. And that wouldn't work out too well now, would it? So, don't base what you're going to buy or what you're going to drink on what this old man says. Pick it up. Try it for yourself. You may absolutely love it. I say this all the time. What you may love, I may not. And what I may love, you may not. So don't base it on what I am saying. Try it yourself. You may think it's the best thing you ever tasted. So let's get on with this. We've got the ABV 12.4 on this one. 70 IBUs, and it is a 2016 edition. So it is time. Final beer of the evening for me, guys. So let's see what we're going to get. Not a lot of hiss on that at all, but I'm hoping the bourbon notes, bigger ABV, fresher beer. We're going to go right straight down the center, and I'm going to pour this super aggressive, guys, and see what kind of head we end up with. Look at that. Look at that. Is it going to stay in the glass? I may have done that. I may have overdone that. I was not expecting that much head for a 12.4%er. That is a lot of head. That's what she said. Alright. This was sent to me by my beer brother Rico, and I've had it since he sent it to me. It's been cellaring in the closet, and I got it out and put it in the fridge a couple days ago to get it chilled down. We got 2+ fingers of head. Look at that beer. That is a monster looking beer. For a 12.4%, I'm very impressed with the amount of head that was poured on that beer, but I did pour it really super aggressive. Looks good though. That's an awesome looking beer. I'm blown away by how much head, but of course I did overdo it on the pour there, guys. I just dumped it like I would a nitro beer. Very nice. Let's get a nose to it. Rich roasted malt, slight hint of bourbon. The bourbon on the nose is not off the chain. So they're doing the same procedure for every batch of this so far. They put it in those barrels and put it in a cave for a whole year. And I would think, being in a bourbon barrel that long, it would have off the chain bourbon notes. Because some of the breweries that do bourbon barrel beers only leave it in there 6, 8 weeks, couple of months, 3 months, maybe even 6 months. But a whole year in that barrel, that's where you're going to lose the coffee notes. They're going to fade while it's in that barrel, sitting there. So if you want a coffee beer, you may want to get something that's not barrel aged to get more coffee notes and get it fresher. But when it sits in those bourbon barrels for a whole year, the coffee's like hops, guys. It does fade. It does fade over time. So, and the head is it faded a little bit, but we still got nearly 2 fingers of head on that, and it's already got the creamy lacing on the very top. Roasted malt, slight hint of bourbon, and a little bit of black molasses and maybe some bittersweet chocolate. Nice aroma. Let's dive in. Cheers, everybody. Cheers, Rico. Thank you, sir. That is very pleasant to drink, guys. It's like every one of them that I've done here this week. Very, very pleasant to drink. An awesome beer. Awesomely well made beer. That is a very tasty beer, guys. And being a 12.4%, which is a little more, actually it's a whole percentage. All the rest of them have been 11.2. So I like going to a site like Untapped that has each individual one listed, and you get the correct information of the ABV, and they're not clumping them all together in one category like the other site does. You get more accurate information. You know what you're drinking. Of course, it's written on the bottle here. it tells you the vintage. This one does have the rear label on it, where the previous ones did not. So they have added that rear label, and they've given you more information there on it. It is written in white on this yellow label. Kind of hard to see, but you can see it. You have to concentrate and look, especially with my old tired eyes, but it is there. So very pleasant. So it's right out of the fridge. Look at that awesome lacing it left on the very top. The head has subsided substantially. It's still covering the beer there, probably a 1/4 inch of head still on it, a little bit more around the outside ring there on top of the beer. But a very pleasant beer. Definitely worth picking up if you're into this series of beers of bourbon barrel and stouts. Very, very well done. It's just a shame to me that these guys recently just sold out, and they didn't like sell out to AB InBev or Coors or Miller or anybody like that. But still, I like to support the small independent craft breweries that want to produce something that nobody else is in control of or nobody else has any influence of. So, but still, if you've got ability to get your hands on this beer, it is definitely worth picking up. I doubt you're going to find a 2016 still sitting on the shelf. You might get lucky enough, but I doubt it. So if you do see a KBS or you want to try that, you probably want to do it as soon as it shows up. Around here, you got to jump through hoops to get your hands on them. So I have to rely on my wonderful subscribers to send me some of these things where they're more readily available and they don't have to jump through hoops or stand in line or whatever they have to do. But it is probably not a super cheap beer to buy, since it says in those bourbon barrels for an entire year. But I enjoy this series. I really have enjoyed doing this series, and we still got a couple more left. So let me sip on this one for a little bit, and we'll come back and give it a grade. Alright guys, I'm back. Been sipping on it for a while. Very, very nice lacing. Stuff on the glass, 12.4%. A little bit bigger ABV than ones we've done before. Very tasty beer, guys. I have had stronger bourbon notes on other beers than I have this, but that may be where they want it. They don't want the bourbon overpowering everything else. Like I said before, if you think this is a 10 beer, I would not argue with that. But with me, with all the beers I have reviewed, especially in the bourbon barrel version, this one doesn't have the off-the-chain bourbon taste to this guy. But it is very impressive. I wish we didn't have to jump through as many hoops around here to get our hands on it, but that may not be the case in other parts of the country. So if you can get your hands on it, this is the 2016 edition, 12.4%, 70 IBUs. It is a very excellent beer. It is selling very, very well, guys. But if you're looking for huge coffee notes, it does not have it. Final cup. If you look for it, you may find some subtle hints of some coffee notes. Other than that, I have had much better bourbon barrel variances of beers and better coffee beers. But for all of it combined, it's a decent beer, guys. 98 for me, definitely an A beer, guys. So we're not even going over to grab it because they have the wrong ABV. And Untapped has it at 4.53. That's about where I am putting it. It is definitely an A beer worth picking up if you can get your hands on it. If you've got a 2016 Celery, it is doing very well. Pretty much in line with all the rest of them that I've done so far. So, no off-the-chain coffee notes, no off-the-chain bourbon notes, but they're there. So, if you've had the 2016 edition recently, let me know what you think. And until we meet again, let's go see what's in the fridge.